Hello, everyone out there in TV land, and welcome to today's episode of Fraction Feud. I would first like to give a big shout out to Haley from Johnson. Haley actually let me know that she was able to beat me doing mixed numbers on Fraction Feud. So, Haley, are you ready to hear your prize? I know you can barely contain your excitement. Hold on to your seat. You have won absolutely nothing. Of course, you do have the satisfaction of knowing that you beat your teacher. Now, let's get ready to get started with today's show. Move over. Move over. What? What's going on here? This is Bob, the newscaster, and I am here with breaking news today. I am interrupting the previously scheduled programming to let you know that my friend Joe from the planet of No Math has asked for some assistance. So, we are canceling today's episode of Fraction Feud to do the Joe Show. Joe, Bob the newscaster was here and he says that you need help. Affirmative. Well, first of all, I'm really proud of you. When I was back in 5th grade, I used to think it made you look dumb if you asked for help and raised your hand. But actually, I know that really smart people ask questions. So what's wrong? Well, I recently took the math benchmark and I missed a lot of problems. So I need some help so I can do better on the TCAP test. So you're asking us for some help with math? I forgot some of what I learned back at the first of the year. And I just really need some help. Okay, so instead of Fraction Feud, would you like for us to do the Joe Show? Yes, the Joe Show is needed. Please stay tuned for the Joe Show. Welcome back. This is the Joe Show. We're going to be helping Joe, and I have asked that all of you have your math journal. I have a composition book kind of like this. You might have one with spiral sides, but I really don't want you to be using notebook paper because if it's like at my house, it's going to get lost if it's not all contained somewhere together. And you'll see that I have my year on it. Joe was a little discouraged about his math benchmark, and he told me he really felt like he needed a review of some things. So, on today's version of the Joe Show, we're going to do some review, and I'm going to ask you to go along with me and copy down what I write down in your math journal. If I'm going too fast for you, you can push pause and catch up. But I've discovered that a lot of kids are getting confused about what to do on problems because you have forgotten some very important vocabulary. The reason we have this math journal is so that we can go back and look at it and help us when we come to something that we don't know. So, we're going to start out with something very simple. I want you to write down 2 plus 2 equals 4. You need to know that in an addition problem, the numbers that you add together are called add-ins. It's kind of like mathematics has a language of its own, and we're learning all of these math vocabulary words. The answer in an addition problem is called the sum. That's what I have found that many of you are forgetting. Now, we're going to do a subtraction problem. 10 minus 4 equals 6. Now, these words you don't hear as often, but I still want you to know what they are. The number that you're subtracting from is called the minuend. Write that down. The number that you are subtracting is called the subtrahend. Sub always means under, and it goes under. And the answer in a subtraction problem is called the difference. Now we're going to do a multiplication problem. 3 times 6 equals 18. The numbers that we multiply together are called factors. The answer in a multiplication problem is called the product. This word, product, and sum is what's giving a lot of you some difficulty. You are forgetting that product means you need to multiply, and a sum means that you need to add. So make sure that you have all of this copied down. Let's go back up, and I want you to put your date right here that you're writing it down. And you can pause if you need to. Now we're going to do a division problem. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Now the number that we're dividing is called the dividend. And the way I remember that is it is in the den. It's inside. Now the number that tells us how many groups or how many are in a group is called the divisor. And I remember it because I know you are wearing a visor if you're outside. This one's in the house in the den. This one's outside. And the answer in a division problem is called the quotient. So today's version of the Joe Show was a vocabulary review, and I wanted you to write this down in your math journal, because when you come across these words in work that you're doing, you need to open this journal up if you can't remember what the answer in a multiplication problem is, and look right here and you'll see product. If you can't remember the answer in an addition problem, you need to look right here and you'll see sum. So that's all for the Joe Show for today.